The numbers are in for the Panama City Beach condo market for May of 2022, and there's a definite shift happening. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and in this video, I'm going to take you through some of the key metrics that we're watching so we can start to see what might be happening with pricing. For me, to see where condo prices may be headed, it's all about tracking supply and demand numbers. Check this out. So take a look at what's happened in just the last 3 months. If you start by looking in March 2022 of just the active number of condos for sale at any given point. So this active column means number of units for sale. In the month of March, we were still down 40%, 34%, 27%, 11%, meaning we had that much less inventory when you compared it to last year. So buyers, things were really tight supply for buyers. They didn't have a lot of choice. If you look at the number of new contracts though, we're starting to see demand wane quite a bit. We're down 47%, 51%, 49%, 31%. So buyers are writing less contracts, but there's still less supply in the market. If you look over at April, pretty dramatic shift here now. All of a sudden we have 2%, 10%, 23%, 25% more inventory. That means we're starting to see more supply. Buyers are starting to have more choices when it comes to buying a condo. And if you look at the number of new contracts, demand is still down compared to last year, down 25% year over year, down 20%, down 5%, down 34%. But look at May. Supply continues to increase. We're now up to 43% more supply year over year, 47% more, 56% more, 61% more, and look at the number of contracts. We're writing 31% fewer, 36% fewer, 20% fewer, 36% fewer. So real dramatic shift just in the last 3 months. All of a sudden there was a lot more supply in the market and a lot less demand. And what you're looking at right here is a chart showing us the same thing. This chart's showing us the number of available units for sale. This is our supply number again. And you can see right towards the beginning of this year, it really dipped down as low as we've had supply in quite some time. Back in December and January, the market was very, very hot. Buyers were still competing, lots of multiple offer situations. But now look how quickly this line has moved up, and we're almost back to pre-pandemic levels of supply when it comes to the condo market. And take a look at this chart. This is showing us the months of inventory numbers from January through May of this year. Back in January, it was 0.79 months of inventory, and by May, we're up to 2.31 months of inventory. So think about this for a minute. The months of inventory number in real estate sort of represents how long it will take for the average property to work through the process of putting it up for sale and then closing. Theoretically, in January, we would sell out of the entire condo market in 0.79 months, less than 1 month. That's a very intense seller market. We've slowed down now to 2.31 months of inventory, meaning on average it will take 2.3 months to work through the process. So things are taking a little longer to sell. Buyers have a few more choices. This is still a seller's market, but you can see the trend that we're slowing just a little bit. This is one we're really going to keep an eye on. So what does this all mean for condo prices going forward? A couple things I want you to think about. So the months of inventory number has gone from 0.79 months of inventory in January up to 2.31 months in May. It's very, very likely that in the summertime that number drifts a little higher. Buyers still want to buy condos, but it's very, very hard for them to make a decision because it's hard for them to get in and actually see units that they want to possibly buy. So many of these condos are rented very, very heavily in the summertime, and a motivated buyer who really wants to buy something may not be able to pull the trigger just because they can't get in to see something. So not uncommon to see that number move up a little bit more through the summertime. Now all of a sudden, fast forward to August or September, if we're at a 4 or 5 months of inventory number, that's very, very much a neutral market. Very different than a seller's market. Pricing, there'll be pressure on pricing to be flattened out a little bit, maybe even pull back some. If the buyer at the end of beach season is a little less motivated to buy a beach condo, they're a little more patient, they're a little more negotiable. That puts some pressure on pricing. Now think about what the economy nationally could look like in the third, fourth quarter of this year. There's a lot of headwinds in the market, a lot of negative sentiment towards a lot of different things. So if the buyer who is already a little less motivated in the off season is now even less motivated to buy something because of some external pressures in the market, that could put a lot of pressure on the condo market, possibly pulling prices back. So it's very possible that we've seen the peak of pricing in 2022. I don't anticipate a major crash coming back, but at the very least, we wouldn't be surprised to see sort of a flattening in pricing, potentially a slight pullback later this year. I know that's a lot of information, a lot of data and charts coming at you pretty quickly, but I hope you found this information pretty helpful for you. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thanks for watching.